When I was younger, I thought Josie and the Pussycats and the Pussycat Dolls were the same thing. Normally, I do top 5 best modern cartoons, but this time, let's mix it up. These are my top 5 cartoons, whether they be amazing or horrendous, since I want to tear into stuff. Volume 5. It's Juice and Jam time. Oh boy, a new Ben 10 reboot, like we don't have 40 of those already. This has yet to air on American Cartoon Network, but it has aired overseas, hence the poor video quality. On paper, the premise sounds like the first Ben 10 cartoon from 2005. Ben is a kid who's on a road trip around the country with his grandpa and cousin. He's also attached to this alien wristwatch, transforming him into one of 10 aliens to fight evil.
No idea what's going on here, but I should probably start punching things.
Punch! Hey!
Like many of Cartoon Network's reboots, there's less action and more emphasis on comedy. But unlike Teen Titans Go or new Powerpuff Girls, this Ben 10 is not about being wacky while hanging out at school or home. It's still very wacky, yeah, but the focus of Ben 10 2016 is on fighting evil. We're still watching a monster of the week sort of deal. You can be thankful there is still some groundedness to it. They're not screaming Waffles XD, yeah.
I'll pry those rocks off you! Enough!
What was that?
Honestly, I think the show is good and not as terrible as other recent reboots, but my problem is it treats itself as a continuation of the first series. We're not explained what this watch is or who some of these returning villains are. If you're making a reboot to a cartoon, especially one that premiered over 10 years ago for a channel aimed at kids who probably weren't even born at the time, start over. You can't just say, hey, look, it's that villain from the other Ben 10 series that aired over 10 years ago. If this is for a new audience, you gotta introduce them to this world. Sometimes you just have to start over. It's annoying we gotta see Batman's parents getting double kill streaked every few years, but you gotta do it for any first-time viewers.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
My other problem is Ben's cousin, Gwen, is inconsistent. She's supposed to be the responsible one keeping tabs on Ben's buffoonery, but some episodes she switches from that to being Ben's equally mischievous and irresponsible partner. You gotta pick one.
Is it even a victory if you win by cheating?
I guess you're right. I didn't really think about it that way.
Oh my gosh! The champion of the SmackDown gets $1,000 cash prize! Bye, Grandpa. Back soon.
I'm gonna be a real winner.
And lastly, the art style is the typical CalArts Cartoon Network style. The main three look fine, but all the background characters could easily be from any other cartoon going on. We're hitting the point where viewers are getting tired of this soft, thin outline art style. We need some thick outlines, damn it! My second design complaint comes from the aliens looking more humanoid. Apparently, this was the original idea of Man of Action Studios before Cartoon Network interfered on the first Ben 10 series, back when it was going to be called Ben to the 10th. He was able to transform into different versions of himself from other dimensions. Then it was going to be superheroes, but they decided on aliens. But now, for this reboot, they're making the aliens more humanoid. Kinda takes away from the fun of all the weirdly shaped creatures. Maybe it was easier on the guy who had to design the walk cycles, or they can sell Halloween costumes easier. It's kinda like, hey, remember those shitty, awful, terrible, inferior ideas we had before on our first draft and decided not to use and became hugely successful without them? Well, we're using them.
Man, Grandpa must really want that bumper cleaned. He even called me boy. Fine. Things I do for Wi-Fi access.
Ben 10 2016 is good. It's more faithful than Cartoon Network's 40 other reboots they're cranking out. Yet I never really cared for Ben 10, and this isn't making me much of a new fan. It's bare minimum good. Take this moment and let's rewind to January 2016, long before we saw footage of this Ben 10. It's the Teen Titans Go equivalent of Scooby-Doo. I guarantee you, the next Ben 10 reboot is gonna be a comedy. called it, but let's go further back. 2010 seems like the revival period where Cartoon Network redeemed itself after all the live-action shows. This felt like a whole new era of animation. During the same time, there were certain shows regarded as some of the worst, but damn it, they were experimental. Here's what I said back in the beginning of 2014.
Why do humans hate us so much?
It may look bad on the channel's part, but this is the reason I prefer Cartoon Network. Rather than relying on endless reruns of SpongeBob, Cartoon Network is more experimental. They'll try something strange and new. If that doesn't work, keep trying something new and keep going until they reach success.
Now, Teen Titans Go became their success with endless reruns while they give the green light to more goofy, similar reboots with cheap animation. It's honestly kinda draining my hope for the network right now, but eventually things will change. And I have to respect Cartoon Network on this. They're not airing this in America until I think next year. They're currently focusing their efforts on promoting their new original cartoon entitled
Mighty Magiswords!
Mighty Magiswords gives us a brother and sister team of warriors for hire, fighting evil and doing people's bidding. The gimmick is they're armed with these sort of weird, mighty, magical swords. Mighty Magiswords, if you will. Each one is able to do something very stupid, like a retro game power-up.
Retractable ladder Magisword!
Prohias, you are the kingdom's laziest mercenary.
You're a worse canary. I don't even care.
I helped! Yay!
It's almost like an artist looked at all the weird keyblades in Kingdom Hearts and concluded, this just isn't stupid enough. Let's go even stupider.
I'm gonna help real good with my good buddy.
Ooh.
You, Zombie Pumpkin, it's you.
Ooh.
Of course, buddy.
Much better. Now, if only this cartoon came out when I was a kid, I would have loved seeing the variety of swords. This is bringing back the feeling I had when watching the Man Ray episode of SpongeBob so long ago. I saw all those gadgets on Mermaid Man's wall, just fascinated, wondering, what's that? 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 Shoving a ton of stuff on screen seems to have been Magisword's intent. The jokes are on ludicrous speed. The show runs at 8,000 frames per second. PC gamers wish their computers could run at this speed. PC gamers wish they could run in general. PC gamers wish all the time because they don't do shit. PC gamers. There's never a slow moment. Everything is so loud. Cool your jets, Fry.
Up next, the magic of Which Way?
Power! Excitement! Passion! Oh, God.
I wouldn't say it's good or bad, but it's mindless insanity I could occasionally watch. If you throw a billion things at the screen, surely something there will be amusing. So I would give this a casual watch. If a joke doesn't hit, hopefully one of the 40 other ones that they crank out in under a minute will. I mean, this show started out as a series of shorts on Cartoon Network's website, and then it became a full series on TV. I think this was better as shorts. These really do feel more like a web show than a actual TV show.
Big Bad Boo's Magisword!
It's hit or miss, but I'll stick with it. All the colorful character designs and retro video game Slayers 90s anime aesthetic will keep me around. On a related note, while at 2016 San Diego Comic-Con, Cartoon Network passed out this big ol' sponge foam pumpkin seed Magisword. On the flight home, airport security did not like this thing. They thought it was shaped like a gun from the X-ray somehow and needed to check my luggage. I just don't know.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Murphy's Law states anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So here's Disney XD's Milo Murphy's Law. Following Milo, a Jinx who lives a normal school life while bad things happen to him and anyone nearby. It's the Final Destination cartoon we've all asked for. Milo's used to it as a constant occurrence, but the comedy comes in everyone either fearing Milo or adjusting to his problems. Bad luck always happening is as classic of a cartoon premise as anyone could make. Mostly it's fairly logical what sort of bad stuff will happen, and other times I'm thinking, how did it build up to this situation? It'll surprise you and keep on piling up chaos while Milo remains positive. He's a character that I find really likable for how he handles himself in terrible situations.
This cyclone of calamity that follows you everywhere you go. How do you live like this?
How do you live like that?
What do you mean?
I mean, you want to live like those other kids? They took a bus to school today. A bus! Does that seem like more fun to you?
You may have figured from the art this was done by the same team behind Phineas and Ferb. I like Phineas and Ferb, but it was too formulaic for me to really get into. Milo does not have that problem. It's not as strictly structured. The comedy for both are very similar with the banter among side characters, who I kinda hope show up again.
Young people from the overland, you shall be our leaders!
No, we have a leader, it's Dave.
Sup?
It's a democratic hierarchical society.
We live below. They call us the Balonies.
No, they don't, Scott. We voted on this. Baloney's sounds like a lunch meat.
One downgrade I see comparing the two shows are the main characters in Milo don't look anywhere near as unique or as iconic as Phineas and Ferb. They can easily pass as generic background characters. But just like Phineas and Ferb, there are musical montages, some of them sung by Milo's voice actor, Weird Al Yankovic, who's about to Yankovic if you know what I'm saying.
I got a big foam finger, I got a new routine. I'm gonna turn the tables, rooting for the enemy.
I always sought comfort in the fact Weird Al Yankovic has managed to stay relevant for so long, and often much longer than the artist he's parodied. Milo Murphy's Law is a really funny show. You can feel the influence of the creator's previous work, but Milo still feels like a whole new thing, so I'm looking forward to more episodes. What I'm waiting for is the inevitable episode where the town turns on Milo. How do we know all the bad stuff of 2016 wasn't the result of Milo? At some point, this town is going to snap and burn Milo at the stake. We have to do it, people. There's still time left in 2016. We can salvage it. Milo must die for his sins.
Never boring even for a minute. It's my world and we're all living in it.
So what do we call this Gamma family?
Oh, I got it! Hulk and the agents of SMASH.
What does SMASH stand for?
I don't know, whatever we want. No one's gonna argue with us. You know why? Because we are awesome!
Well, let's tear into a cartoon I actually hate. Hulk's Agents of Smash on Disney XD. Here we have the Hulk as the leader of his own superhero team of other Hulks, which already this was a bad idea. Everyone is a variant of Hulk. You got Hulk, Girl Hulk, Red Hulk, Gray Hulk, Blue Hulk. All Hulks, all the time. This is the most imbalanced team since everybody chose to play Spy on Team Fortress 2. They're a superhero team who smash stuff and save the day, but there has to be more to it than that. After all, you are familiar with the Hulk's human form, Bruce Banner, and his dilemma. A lonely man who must never lose control of his temper or risk becoming a monster. The military relentlessly hunts him down. He has no one to trust, nowhere to live. His shirts don't fit. He doesn't show up on green screen. His dreams of being a weatherman are over. Kids keep leaving Shrek DVDs at his house. He makes ends meet showing up at comic book conventions. It's really tragic. And none of that conflict is here. He's a rationally thinking Hulk all the time. He never turns back into Bruce Banner. This isn't the Hulk. It's strong person of color.
Trouble in town. Looks like I'm needed. Time to smash.
For reasons, this Blue Hulk A-Bomb is voiced by Seth Green, who is treating this like one long-ass Robot Chicken sketch. I don't think he was even given a script.
Hey, check it out.
Awesome.
Sweet dreams, princess. The muscles will be here when you wake up.
It really makes me appreciate the magic of voice acting. Seth Green can live out the fantasy of being taller than 4 feet. But what truly offends me about this show is the editing was like some maniac marathon Samurai Jack, Scott Pilgrim, 24, and Suicide Squad, and was given video editing software for the first time in their lives and was told to go knucking futz.
Slash! No! Hulk smash!
Excelsior!
What the fuck was all that shit? Every single shot is always slowly panning, slide transitions, freeze framing name tags, swoosh effects. Tone it down. This is too much. Oh my god. It's not just the action sequences, the whole show is like this. Could they have been trying to replicate the 2003 Hulk movie's editing style? Since, you know, everyone loved that movie, those effects weren't distracting at all. I kid you not, what I'm about to show you next is a real clip from that film. I saw that shit in theaters when I was 11. It blew my fucking mind. The art style to this cartoon is so jarring. Like, this is someone's mixed media project. The characters are in 2D, the vehicles are clearly CGI, some backgrounds were drawn, and some backgrounds are just real images photoshopped together.
Scar, finish him!
This cartoon is stimulus overload. It's like a child was in charge, spouting commands, demanding, I want the Hulk, and another Hulk, and more Hulk. Oh, and put their name on the screen, and I want the spider, I want Spider-Man to show up.
Yeah, Hulk, get your clap on.
Hulk's Agents of Smash is a beautiful mess. It's so awful, it's a sight to behold. It's a collage brought to life.
I told you to stay away.
And leave my best friend? Not gonna happen.
Ha! Gay!
Before we get to number 1 or number 5, however this top 5 thing works, these are some honorable mentions I already reviewed in previous videos. I'm too lazy to type them all out, so just look up the videos for yourself. I don't really care. I don't know.
We can't give up. We are the universe's only hope. Everyone is relying on us. If we work together, we'll win together.
Yeah! Oh my god. In a sea of comedies and Teen Titans Go wannabes, there's a new action cartoon that's actually good. The Netflix original, Voltron, Legendary Defender. Yes! 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 It's a series that rightfully so is about teamwork. A sausage fest of guys stumble on 5 giant robot lions and learn to pilot them in order to combine and form Voltron to save their galaxy. Many of the same people behind The Legend of Korra and Avatar made this. You can tell because of the sideways triangle mouths. You can also tell because Voltron has the perfect balance of action, comedy, and characters. There's all this banter poking fun at itself while relishing at how great its genre is.
This looks bad, but we can do this! Are you with me?
I'm nodding. Is everyone else nodding?
Yes.
I at first thought I was gonna hate the character Lance for how cocky he was, but within the first 10 minutes, seeing how he ain't shit made him much less obnoxious. All the heroes are given something making us root for them. People have been hounding me to talk about Voltron, and I just got on board. I am impressed so far being 5 episodes in. This show really blew up in popularity. My only complaint so far is they sometimes have way too much info dumped on the viewer. Also, that shield looks like a maxi pad.
Let's try this.
That's about all for my complaints. Now, what caught my eye is it's very blatant that people working on this love the other combining giant robot show, Gurren Lagann, the greatest anime ever, just as much as I do. I can very easily see all these visual nods to it, and they both give me a triumphant feeling of teamwork and all that cheesy stuff. I never cared for Voltron, but suddenly now I do, and that's what a great reboot should do. Voltron Legendary Defender is the best cartoon reboot we got right now. Please, Netflix, greenlight more action cartoons like this. We really need more.
Defenders of the Universe, huh? That's got a nice ring to it.
Don't you want a rematch?
Love for good, fear for evil. Today at 4:45 on Toonami.